Hello and welcome to My Allomother podcast. I'm your host, Celeste Smith. This podcast is focused on educating and helping mothers navigate our fast-moving and transitory lifestyle, looking through the lens of anthropology. I am a maternal anthropologist on a mission to support mothers around the world because, let's face it, we weren't meant to do this alone. Hello everyone, I am so excited to share the inspiration behind My Allomother. So my degree at the University of Utah was anthropology and French, and as an anthropology student, we studied hunter-gatherer communities. And something I never forgot was this principle of an allomother. So as I learned about it, hunter-gatherer societies, they were always on the move. And there were mothers, whole families that would move from place to place. They would never stay anywhere for very long. And they continued to have to grow their families. And this was not possible without allomothers. So it was something that really stuck with me with my degree. And in 1975, Edward O. Wilson decided it was time for a new name for these mother helpers. So he took allo, A-L-L-O, from the Greek root, and it stands for other than, and then he added parent. So allomothers means all the caretakers other than the mother who help care for her young. And of course, allomothers, it makes you think of a female, but they're also male helpers, and you can call them allo parents. So I really hung on to that. And as I finished my degree, I was pregnant with the last 2 years of my degree, I was pregnant both times with my children. So I saw firsthand how it was impossible for me to do my degree alone. And my husband was there to help, but he worked full time. So when I decided to go back to school after I was married, my own mother offered to watch our first baby while I was in school. So she was for sure an allomother. And so as I progressed in my marriage and we progressed in growing our family, we ended up moving far away from family a couple times. So my husband did a master's degree in medical school back to back after I finished my bachelor's degree in anthropology. So I learned a lot about motherhood, and I went through times, especially when we moved to New York City, where I didn't know how to ask for help. I didn't know really what I needed. I was just kind of knee deep in motherhood. So I have found so much value in my anthropology degree, and I'm so excited to use my experiences and my degree to kind of empower mothers to know how to ask for help, know how to find an allomother, especially with our fast-moving and very transitory, world. So the book that inspired me the most, it's a book called Mother Nature by Sarah Hrdy. And something she said is something that basically is what I'm sharing with my Allomother podcast and my blog. So she said, every female who becomes a mother does it her way. From an evolutionary perspective, what mothers have in common is their high and quite certain degree of relatedness to each infant. What varies are the costs that caring for a particular infant will impose and the potential payoff in terms of that offspring's prospects of translating her investment into subsequent reproductive success. So that was a lot, but basically I just love that first line, especially that every female who becomes a mother does it her way. And that is what is so amazing, such a great opportunity as mothers to realize, is that we create our life, we create how we feel and how we manage children as they grow and having more children and growing our families. So as I experienced being close to family and far from family, I had to use different tools to be able to be a healthy me for my family. Mothers are so important because how we're doing affects our spouses and it affects the kids. And really we just can't do it alone. We need allomothers. So in this podcast, I'm so excited to teach about different types of allomothers. And you can't just probably have one your whole life. So I'll give a few examples as I've kind of broken it down into different subjects, which I'll talk about more later. But to go back to hunter-gatherer societies, Sarah Hrdy did so much research, and she found that obviously the grandmothers are a huge help. They already just love you, and they love their grandchildren, and they're available. They don't have little kids running around their feet, and so they have that capacity to help. And with hunter-gatherer societies, she found that those grandmothers that had gone through menopause, they were able to get enough tubers as they dug around for food and foraged. They were really hard workers, and were able to get food for not only themselves but for the kids. And they could take the toddler while the mother was breastfeeding and still foraging, and in this very transitory society. So I can see how these principles of anthropology can really relate to our modern world. Education is more accessible, and with that comes a lot of families moving far from family for sometimes many years, sometimes forever. And this has really changed the dynamic of our world. So I'm so excited to share this podcast with you so that you can get ideas and tips from other mothers of how they're managing their life, and whether they live by family or not. And sometimes it comes easy and sometimes it doesn't. So I hope that you will share it with others so that we can all work together and learn the tools of how to get past resentment, how to communicate clearly, and other awesome tips that can help all of us live a better life. So thank you for joining us today. I hope you get everything you need and that we can chat soon. Thanks so much for listening in today. I hope that you got ideas of how to improve your overall well-being and life as a mother. If you have a friend who could use a lift, please share. You can also read more deeply about anthropological principles applied to our modern-day world by subscribing to my blog, maternalanthropologist.substack.com. See you next time.